What do we need with ABM? So I already went through kind of high level, but we need a strategy. After we create a strategy, we need a schematic. We need to build this out and understand visually how everything is going to move, because this is the best way to ensure everybody's on the same page. We've all been in that situation where we think we all agree, but then when it gets time to deliver the project, we realize we were not all on the same page. And then what we need to do is get our target account lists together. So we have to figure out, and our target account tiers, if we are going to have multiple tiers of our target account list. So a target account list is the list of accounts that you want to go after because they match your ICP, right? Your ideal customer profile. And then we can break those down by tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Then we need our audiences for targeting. So this is getting down into, okay, like I mentioned earlier, we have our buying committee, but who is the decision maker? And is it the same role or function all the time? Or does it change for our customers? So we need to figure out, now that we have the overall account, who in these accounts are we talking to? What assets do we need to create value, to hit on their pain points and start to drive that demand, right? So we need to get our audiences together. Then we need our content. We need our personalized web pages. We need one-to-one outreach. We need live content like webinars and podcasts. We've got to get everything together that people will be able to consume during our ABM campaign. Then we need clearly defined buying committee criteria. So how are we going to qualify someone to be on the buying committee? Is this going to be something that an SDR or an AE actually hears during a discovery or consultation call? Or is this going to be determined because we know that the CEO, the VP of marketing, or the COO are always our decision makers? So if we get any of those people activated in our campaign, we're going to go ahead and label them automatically. So decide what your buying committee criteria is. And then that handoff criteria, like I mentioned before, how are we going to move these accounts from the hands of marketing to the hands of sales? Now, with ABM, you should have a fair amount of time that they're in both teams' hands. So you need to align on exactly how you're going to work through the different life cycle stages and pipeline stages for your ABM campaigns. Then we do need to define our life cycle stages. HubSpot comes with life cycle stages predefined, but recently they did make an update so that you are able to set those and make them custom. So if you want to make them custom, go ahead. I do recommend using what HubSpot has set up already. All right, then we need assets for advertising and for nurturing. And then we need our intent data, right? Or other intent triggers. So if we're not piping in intent data from a Zoom Info, from a Bombora, wherever, from G2, wherever you may be getting it, then how else are we going to know that somebody is raising their hand? Do you have an enterprise hub where we can get behavioral events inside of HubSpot and we can determine it based on that? Are we going to score people with one type of score, a company score, various types of content scoring, so that we can determine when do we know somebody is interested enough to put that account in front of sales? Is it going to be, once we have a couple of people that we presume are on the buying committee engaged in our campaigns, we've got to make those decisions on how we're going to know that somebody is engaged and interested so that sales reaches out at exactly the right time, okay? And then the last thing, a lead and company scoring plan, because scoring is very likely going to play a part of, it's going to play a role in your strategy, and it definitely should, okay?